Okay, y'all. So today we are here to talk about two different things because in the last video I touched on porosity and a little bit like low porosity, high porosity, things like that, and like the type of consistency of products you should use. But today, since I am doing color, this is my cousin. Her hair was already she already had like a red before, but she got that months ago. So it basically was like a orangish color. And we went over it today and went ahead and went over some red. So the color that I used was Pravana. I used 7RR. It's like 7.83 or something like that. RR, which stands for red, red. I used 40 on her ends, and on her roots, I used 20 developer, because if you didn't know, you can only use up to 20 developer on your roots per se, on the root of your hair, and then the rest of your ends and stuff like that you could then use 40 developer, just because it's one of the highest that you could possibly have. Some people even go up to 50, but I haven't seen it in person. But that's neither here or there. So we did her color. Usually when I do color, I do 4 sections, especially if I'm just going over and I'm just depositing color and I'm not lifting out. I didn't lift her root for the simple fact that, one, she does have a lot of grow out, but two, she plans on coloring her hair a completely different color later on this year, and she may or may not be able to do it depending. Her hair is particularly strong when it comes to color, and she has type 3B hair, like anywhere between 3A to 3B hair. And some is a little bit, it's actually like, honestly, she is in a level 2 like between 2B and 3B hair, and ABCDEFG, all that stuff, whatever. Okay, so she has low porosity hair. Low porosity hair is when your cuticle is tightly closed. So if you think of roof shingles, they're not like super wide and open and lifted up. They're really close together and tightly locked, which is where all this natural shine comes from. Now, having low porosity hair, you could tend to get a lot of length retention with low porosity hair. Her hair, as far as genetics go, her hair doesn't really go past her bra strap, which is the longest she's probably seen her hair, just based on genetics. But she can keep length retention based on having low porosity hair. And porosity is the hair's ability to absorb moisture. For those who do not know. Now, symptoms of low porosity or characteristics of low porosity hair is it takes forever to get wet. A lot of times when people have low porosity hair, their hair takes forever to get wet and it takes forever to dry. Just because once you get that moisture in, it holds on to the moisture because it's super, like, the cuticle is super super tight. It's just the fact that it takes forever to get it out, which is a good thing because you don't want your hair dry. Which comes to my next point: is dryness for people with low porosity hair can be an issue if you are not moisturizing your hair the right way and you do not know how to properly moisturize low porosity hair, because the types of products you want to use, like I said on my last video, are things that are more water based, things that are a little bit more milky, just because their molecules are small or are smaller, and with those smaller molecules, it's easier to dive deep into the hair shaft. So heat is important with dealing with low porosity hair. So when you're doing, everybody with low porosity hair that comes in my shop, regardless, gets a steam treatment or sits under the dryer, being as though that heat helps raise the cuticle a little bit, especially the steam helps raise the cuticle a little bit for the products to penetrate deeper into the hair shaft. Now, with low porosity hair, you want to be careful with protein. You want to be careful with protein with low porosity hair, just because their molecules are a little bit bigger and it tends to sit on top of the hair instead of penetrating into the hair shaft. And that problem will then cause for just a lot of unnecessary dryness. Now, if you do need some type of rebuilder, a bonding system is better. So a bonding system like Olaplex would be better for you. You can still use protein, but usually if I'm putting protein on somebody with low porosity hair, I mix it with hydration, and I make sure it is a more milkier product or a more watery product. Um, Glycerin is great for people with low porosity hair. So products with vegetable glycerin, not synthetic animal protein glycerin or whatever. Vegetable glycerin is great for people with low porosity hair because it is a humectant and it draws humidity outside the air into the hair shaft. Oil-based products, you want to be careful with silicones and oil-based products on low porosity hair because it could tend to make the hair oilier, and then low porosity hair already has a problem with blocking out moisture, so you don't want to add to that problem. Like if you're using a type of serum or something like that, it needs to be a downsized amount just over the ends. Once you have already sealed that moisture into the hair shaft by using the water, of course, the conditioner, and going ahead and sealing it in with a blow dryer, you need to make sure that you get everything done you need to be done as far as putting the moisture into the low porosity hair before it is dry, so then that way the things that you put on top won't be as heavy or won't be as blocking, if that makes sense. As far as shampoos, detox and clarifying shampoos are really good for people with low porosity hair. Everybody should be using them, but especially if you have low porosity hair, because it roughs your cuticle up a little bit and it helps to raise your cuticle, so your conditioner and your leave-ins and creams and things like that can penetrate deeper inside. um Alcohols are, you want to stay away from alcohol, but not all alcohol is bad. Now, denature alcohol, stay away from denature alcohol, and we can get more into alcohols as time goes on. Rose water is great for people with low porosity hair. Rose water is a great moisturizer for low porosity hair. And then we already touched on the length retention. Length retention is a little bit more prone for people with low porosity hair, just because as far as moisture, holds on to moisture a lot. Their hair typically tends to have more of a natural shine. This shine is genetic. This shine is genetic. Everybody's hair can have shine. Everybody's hair can gain length retention. However, most of this shine is genetic. People with high porosity hair can have a shine. Will it be as shiny as this? No, it will not be, because of, again, the way the cuticles are set up, and again, it is genetic. A lot of length retention, it does have to do with the health of your hair, the health of you as a person within itself, how you take care of your hair, but it is also genetic. It is also genetic. Please listen to me when I say that, because like I said, her hair is usually broad strap length. That's it. Some people may feel like it's long, some people may feel like it's not. I happen to think that's a pretty good length, but usually that's about where her hair has its stand still. That is genetic, y'all. It's nothing you could really do about that. And of course, I'm pretty sure she had a little bit of a healthier lifestyle or whatever may have you, and did a little bit more as far as her being home, because the thing is, she also doesn't do everything that she needs to do when she's home. Now, she's lucky because she has low porosity hair, so it matters. It's just she has a little leeway, because again, with like trims and stuff like that, you could get away, especially if you have low porosity hair, and depending on the density of your hair and the coarseness of your hair, you could get away with not getting a trim for a certain amount of time. She's a little bit lucky because, yes, she doesn't do what she needs to do all the time, but her hair is pretty consistent in what it does when she's not at the salon versus when she comes back. Of course, she's going to need a little bit more than normal cutoff because of how she treats her hair, but nowhere as near as much as somebody who has maybe high porosity hair and maybe a little bit of a coarser texture, or high porosity hair with a finer texture like she has. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out the way. Now, color. We already touched on what needs to be on the scalp. Now, when you apply color, I didn't listen to this particular day, y'all. I was just going and going and going. Technically, when you apply color, you need to be applying color at least 1/4 of an inch away from the root, because color swells. When color swells, it travels up there anyway. Did I listen to that? No, I did not. It's not the end of the world. The color is going to um come off, but just as a heads up. After this, I did not show y'all her trim, but we did indeed trim her because she definitely needed a trim. So we trimmed her. She's all good now. I'm spraying a little bit of shine spray just to take away from the static a little bit. And now we're gonna go ahead and curl her hair. Um, with this style, all she has to do is pin it up, or she could wrap it, or she could flexi rod it. It's really up to you. Flexi rod is not comfortable for me to sleep in. I don't know about y'all, but that's not comfortable. So that's how we have her set up. Usually my cousin's hair don't last that long anyway, y'all, though. So since her hair don't last that long anyway, it probably after that day she probably walked outside and her hair was not, it was just no more. So that's all we have to talk about today. We went ahead. The next time we talk, we're probably going to go and touch on high porosity hair, just depending on the video that I have next up, because I want to show y'all somebody with high porosity hair in order to show y'all that high porosity hair indeed can have shine, and it can indeed be bouncy, and it can indeed have length retention, just like low porosity hair. It may not have as much shine, but it could definitely be shiny. I want to show y'all that just so y'all can see the difference, and y'all can see that goals are achievable. Realistic goals are achievable, y'all. So don't be going around telling y'all stylists, "Oh, I want butt length hair," and then when the stylist be like, "I'm sorry, that's not realistic," or 2-3 years go by, your hair is healthy and it may be broad strap length hair, it may be just under shoulder length hair, and you're mad at them. No, it's about realistic goals, y'all. I want to make sure we all have realistic goals. Butt length hair is not achievable for everybody. Stop listening to people on YouTube. Stop listening to random people who don't know what they talk about. Butt length hair is not achievable to everybody. For everybody, waist length hair is not achievable for everybody. Broad strap length hair is not achievable for everybody, because I will be the first one to tell y'all my hair is not getting the broad strap length. My hair stays at a standstill. My mother's hair was always like that. It stayed at a standstill no matter how healthy her hair was, no matter what she did to her hair. My hair stays at a standstill at about just below my shoulders. I'm okay with that because that's the cards I was dealt. But we need to be okay with that as a people. We need to be okay with dealing with the cards that we were dealt, and with the cards that we are dealt, we're going to make the best, because it's always more important to have health over length, y'all. So that means getting your trims, getting your treatments, making sure you're on a consistent hair care regimen. If you don't know proper steps to create a consistent hair care regimen, look at my last video, and I have a lot of the stuff that you need over there. I tell you, I go through certain tips and tricks to put forward a hair care regimen for yourself with the help of your stylist. So make sure y'all tune into that. But other than that, that's all I have to say. Comment some things that y'all want to see below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all going to see me combing out her hair now. It came out gorgeous. It came out beautiful. I love this color. I think I told y'all that I use Pravana. Yeah, I told y'all already that I use Piranha, but the color came out amazing. The color came out beautiful. Make sure also when y'all doing color, especially if y'all doing color at home, even though I prefer y'all not to, y'all should really be going to a professional. And please do not use box color. Put petroleum jelly or like a oil based product on your edges and on the back, just so you don't get that dye on there. It'll go away, of course, but it's the safer route to go as a professional. I should tell y'all that. But I will see y'all in the next video.